Also, thinking about different Mario sports, there is a lot of different Mario sports games. And I don't know if I would ever spin anything up for, like, general Mario sports stuff, but I have been thinking about spinning up, like, some general game things. Not a specific game, but general game kind of stuff, especially for this upcoming Fragapalooza. Because this year is Fragapalooza's 30th anniversary, and I was like, okay, I shouldn't just do Smash tournaments again this year. Last year I did a Mario Kart World Tournament as well, but even that, like, I want to do something that really lets a lot of people get involved, not just people that are interested in one specific game. And I've been thinking about spinning up multi-game tournaments, like, still with a theme, where, like, this tournament is fighting games, this tournament is kart racing games, but still, like, multiple, very different games. That's right, in a double battle, it's different that you understand the attributes and abilities of two Pokemon together. Okay, Vander, it makes sense. Oh, are you a knockout battle challenger? Hate to disappoint you, but we're not running the challenge right now. We're in training, you see. Oh, Egan sent you to see me. Oh, hear about the desert. Understood. I'll be happy to give you my account. But before I do that, I've got a little request. Just on appearance, you look to be an outstanding trainer. I'm certain my eyes aren't deceiving me. So, here's my request. I'll finish up my novice trainer session. I'd like you to treat him to a battle. Thank you for training with me. I didn't agree to shit. Yeah, Guardians Crusade race what? I don't even know what that is. But yeah, with the idea of doing like a multi-game tournament, and I've been thinking about this. 2 main tournaments at Frag this year. One's a multi-fighting game, one's a multi-kart racing tournament. Part of me has been thinking about this lines of multi-game tournaments, and one of the ideas that I did have in my head that, again, I don't know if I'd ever do, but it's an interesting idea at least, is a multi-Mario sports tournament, where you just keep on popping in, like, different Mario sports games with, like, different rounds, and everyone has to show that they're good at, like, these goofy Mario'd sports and stuff. It'd probably make, like, a really funny spectating kind of game as well, I would think. You know, hello, Mythic, how's it going? I think that'd be really quite funny. The animations in this game sure are something. Oh my god! Dave is really struggling. Mythic, we have another Dave. Uh-oh. Okay, it's on Eevee. The Eevee with the silly face. You want to go real wacky? Make him play something like Shrek's Super Slam. I thought about that. It sounds like the... Wow. Sounds like the, one of the guys that's going to be over with the Retro Game Group this year is probably already going to be doing that with his mystery fighting game tournament. Interestingly enough. I was sent an Excel spreadsheet of all the games that they were planning on having for their mystery game tournament over there. And that was one of them over there. Holy shit, you have Pursuit. I love Dave. Go for it, Crazy Dave! Don't think he has a brave nature, though. Probably not. Own that game for the Nintendo DS? Shrek's Super Slam? I was thinking about, on the lines of getting real wacky, with the kart racer tournament, I might throw in, like, Garfield Kart or something. That's what I might just do. Here, look, I can, check this out. I fucking hate Pursuit. I've lost several Mons and Nuzlockes to it. I'm so not used to NPCs using Pursuit. Hold on. If I open up, let's see here. Yeah, I heard about that. I was reading the Steam reviews, and apparently people really don't like it. So I don't know. Maybe I'd pick it up if it goes on sale. But Garfield Kart 1 was on sale for like $1 the other day, and I was like, I'll pick it up, and then if it goes on, then it goes on. But I was thinking about for the, if I do like a big multi-game thing at Jamland this year, a Fragapalooza this year, a kart racer tournament could look something like this, where it's like a standard kind of double elimination format, where it's like, you want to get to round 2, one way or another, you gotta beat Mario Kart. You want to get to round 3, one way or another, you gotta beat Sonic. You want to move on, one way or another, you gotta beat Kirby. I mean, sort of. Because double elimination tournaments do a thing where it's like, if you lost in winners finals, you go straight to losers finals, which means that you technically skip like the additional rounds that happen here that bring down the losers bracket as much as it needs to. So under a standard double elimination format, you know, the arrow goes like this, not straight down before grand finals. I was thinking Mario Kart 64 because 1997, that's when Frag started. That's what this is a 30th anniversary of, so it's kind of fitting. So I was thinking that all the winners and losers sides games would be like a pair of games. So it's like a pair of Mario Kart, a pair of Sonic, a pair of Kirby. But I will have to do like extra rounds here to like bring down the total amount of losers. And I might just modify double elimination to have this go straight down, but have like other amenities that kind of make up for that. And then, you know, wedge in other games here, like other Mario Karts. If we have enough players that we gotta do another set, then we can do like a set of like Crash Racing games and wedge it in like here as a 2-for set. And then from here where we gotta like bring down the losers bracket, however much we need to, and it no longer corresponds with something on winner's side. I don't know, do other Mario Karts, do other kart racers, do Garfield Kart, do Bloodborne Kart, I don't care. Like, I'd probably just play it by ear. That's what I'm thinking for a potential kart racing tournament. And meanwhile, for a fighting game tournament, I'm thinking open ladder. There's games all around. Go play against different people, 3 matches total per game, report your results on Google form, and at the end, whichever people are like the top 8 in terms of like most points across the best 5 games or something like that you played, those 8 move on to play a single elimination bracket against one another, is what I'm thinking. And then you go around and you get to play like a shit ton of different games without like the stress of being knocked out of the tournament. Like, essentially you can play as much as you want to, minus the top 8, where if you want to be in the top 8 and like compete, then you gotta be on that grind and, you know, be getting some good results in these fighting games that you're going around and playing. I think that'd be really cool. You get to try out all sorts of different games, meet all sorts of different people, and have fun playing against all sorts of different opponents. It would be like a very social kind of event. That's the one that's gonna be a lot more complicated to sort out, but I've been really brainstorming this stuff lately and coming up with some cool ideas here. So other LAN events like Mega FPS is always just like, yeah, one very small bracket on the side of like some game for fun. And if I do end up doing anything this coming weekend, then it'd be something similar like that for probably Mario Tennis, I don't know. But at Frag, where there's a lot of people, and I can go like really ambitious with my plans, I'm thinking about stuff like that. And I'm thinking about like, if this goes well, is it something I'd want to keep doing in the future? Maybe I want to look into doing other multi-game tournaments, like some crazy multi-Mario sports thing. I can't pull something of that scale off, like a crazy multi-game tournament, whether it's Mario sports or kart racing at a smaller LAN event like these other ones. Like, there just wouldn't be enough people that would be coming up and participating in that to justify the bazillion different games. But Fragapalooza, I could get away with that, you know? So there's that. Should emulate Sonic R for the Sega Saturn and add that to the racing tournament? I thought about that, but Sonic R is not like 4-player split screen from what I saw in my research there. But I was looking into that, as a matter of fact. Yes, just as I thought. That was a well-played battle. Why, made me want to jump in and join the fray too. Anyways, we should talk. This isn't the place for that. Let's go back to reception. Also, I don't really want to be putting up any emulated games on like the big venue stage with 300 plus people. Like, even if it's not a Nintendo game, I don't really want to risk it like a very high-profile event like that, where you just boot up like some PC emulated game. But realistically, the retro guys have told me that if there's any equipment that I need, like any specific games, any specific retro consoles and controllers, they can probably provide it for me if they're not already using it themselves, because they have a lot of stuff there. So it sounds like if I want something like a Sega Saturn and Sonic R, I can make it happen. Anyways, we should talk, but this isn't the place for that. Let's go back to the reception. I think I read that alright. Yeah. No Crash Team Racing. No, there it is. Never mind, I'm stupid. Yeah, I would put it as another set, another twofer if there's enough players. So essentially, if there's 1 to 4 players, we just play Mario Kart 64. If there's 5 to 8 players, then we can go Mario Kart Kirby, Mario Kart 64. If there's 9 to 16 players, then we would go like Mario, Sonic, Kirby, Mario Kart 64. Of course, keeping in mind that there's like extra other games going on in loser's side to bring down the number however much we need to, no matter what format. And if we have 33 to, if we have 17 to 32 players, then we would go something like Mario, Sonic, Crash, Kirby last because it's so different. And then Grand Finals is what I was thinking. And last year with Mario Kart, we had like 27, I think, people participating, something like that. So most likely Crash should be in there under my current planned set. It's just that image was already so damn long, and if I want to put it into like a document, I add like another set in there, it's gonna make it so much smaller comparatively and hard to see. So that little demo bracket that I showed for general format is under the assumption that we've got 9 to 16 people. If we have 17 to 32, we need another pair there. And if we have more than 33 people, if we have more than 32 people, if we have 33 or more, then I need to figure out another set that goes in there. And I doubt that we're going to have more than 32 people, but I should have like a whole bunch of other kart racers brought to the venue at the ready, just in case, like cover my ass. Just to be safe, because I don't want people to repeat the same game across different rounds. I wanna keep on doing different stuff. I want that to be the fun of it, you know? In the desert south of here, there's a Cypher research facility. It's been there since the Shadow Pokémon incident. It seemed to be abandoned for a long time, but recently I've seen groups of shady characters going inside. But yeah. See, I'm glad I didn't see it. Did not see it when I typed that message. I brought up Shrek Super Slam earlier. Shrek also had a kart racer that's... and it's absolute abysmal dog shit, so you could throw that on there. That will be kind of funny. Something that I was thinking, since I don't have like a specific plan for what the extra rounds and loser side would be, I was debating about literally just asking people, these are the other racing games I have. You made it pretty far in this bracket, and it doesn't have to correspond with something with winner side anymore. You can play whatever you want. What do you want to play? And just let them decide across like a bunch of different options. Is what I might just end up leaning towards. This is where the research lab was at. And there's another way that I could wedge in, like, wacky other games. Shady characters seen at the lab in the desert in the south. Is someone connected to Professor Crane's abduction? Maybe, man. Because I wanted to, like, add some more fun kind of mechanics and different things into this. So, one cool idea that I had for a kart racer tournament here is the idea of, I want to do a modified double elimination. So this is standard double elimination. You lose winners finals, you go right to losers finals. You don't go straight down. Like, so you essentially get to skip rounds, essentially. I was thinking the ways that I would modify it would be, you do go straight down here, but there's no bracket reset potential for grand finals, because how would you do that with a 4-player free-for-all? Like, you've got 1v1s or 2v2s where it's clearly you versus you. Then it's easy. It's just whoever was on the loser side. If they beat the person that was on the winner side, then great, bracket reset. Now they have to win another. With like the whole idea that in double elimination, you need to lose twice to be knocked out of the tournament. And those that are from winner's side haven't lost one yet, whereas those from the loser side have already lost one. So loser side has to win twice, whereas winner side only needs to win once. How do you do that in a 4-player free-for-all, where you have 2 people from the winner's side and 2 people from the loser side? Do you just say that you do a set, and if one of the 2 people from the loser's side wins, you just bracket reset and everything resets and you do it again? Like, that just seems weird and dumb, so I'll figure out some other advantage to give to winners. I don't know what it is yet, and not deal with bracket reset. So, loser side gets a big advantage for that reason, even if it's like a slight disadvantage by not being able to skip rounds if you lose here. I think that more than makes up for that. And the other thing that I was thinking about doing was like a bonus round kind of thing that gives you a chance to get back to winner's side. So, I don't know, freaking boop. Some people can go from here to here if it helps clean up the bracket on winner's side. Because it's a 4-player free-for-all, the format might be a little bit weird where it's like some games have 4 people playing at once and some games have 3 people playing at once. And if top 2 move on, obviously you have a big advantage when you're in a group of 3. Because you only have to beat 1 person as opposed to 2 people. You have a statistical 1 in 3 chance as opposed to a statistical, like, 50-50. So I was thinking, I should try my best to ensure that winner's side is always 4 people. Plus, it also just makes, like, better main stage stream experience, viewing experience, stuff like that, always having a full group. So I was thinking, what if, in a round we don't have a full group, then maybe I would say everyone that came in first place in this set. So if you came in first or second, then you're moving on to like the next round. But if you specifically came in first, not second, you play a bonus round of like an extra game here, like just a little one-off. And if you're in the top however many of the bonus round, however many cleans up the bracket over here to be divisible by 4 again, then you move on to winners round 2 instead. And then we always have like a clean set of 4. So let's say there's 11 people lined up here for winners round 2 that moved on. By whatever, I don't know how the heck that would happen if it's always 2 that move on, but let's assume that it's 11. Then I would do a bonus round here with all the winners. Top 1 moves on. Now we've got 12. Now we've got like a perfect 3 games with 4 players. But 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now we've got 6 people lined up for this game. So we do like a bonus round over here where all the people that came in first place get to play some weird other game And the top 2 would be able to move on and play in winners round 2. And then we have a perfect, like, 2 games of 4 people, you know? And then that keeps, like, competition high in winner's side, and also gives you, like, a feeling of comeback potential and cool stuff like that. Of course, if it's always perfectly divisible by 4, then I wouldn't do it. So this is a big maybe about if something like this would even go on. That is the worst question mark ever. So, you know, it's very dependent on playing it by ear and, you know, just seeing what comes of it and how good the player count even is. And then loser's side is the whatever it has to be, where some games are 4 people, some games are 3 people, and it is what it is. If I want to put in some weird shit, like Garfield Kart, Bloodborne Kart, or like the Shrek Kart racing, we could totally do that as like a one-off or bonus round kind of stuff. Where it's like, you win this weird, like, weird side game, you get booted to winner's side. You get a second chance on the winner's side. You're out of loser's side. You know, wouldn't that be kind of cool? So, in terms of wedging other kart racer ideas into this format, there's a way where it can work. And would also cause, like, you know, a lot of hype and excitement in the tournament where there's, like, comeback potential. So it'd be a very modified, very untraditional doubles format, but I think it would be cool as heck. So that's what I'm brainstorming for, like, my custom doubles tournament? Double elimination tournament is what I've been thinking here. Where the heck is the game? Okay. Let's just see here. Ever want a Commodore 64 mule? Hit me up. I will keep that in mind, Mythic. Dodge Charger versus Challenger for the Nintendo DS tournament? What? Actually, no, it'd be a wild fucking kart racer to do. The Chocobo kart racer for the PS1, or the shitty modern version that's pay to win. But preferably the PS1 version. That's a thing? What? Chocobo kart racer. PS1. The forgotten kart racing game. Chocobo Racing for the PS1? What the... Let's go to this layout instead. The heck is this? Chocobo Racing PlayStation game? Final Fantasy Wiki? It's a video game for the PlayStation, released in 1999 by Square Electronic Arts. The racing game often been compared to Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing. I've never heard of this before. Hold on, this looks like it goes in depth about what it is. I just want to see, like, generic gameplay. Like, what the heck is this? There's Cloud and Squall in it. Well, that'd be cool for having, like, recognizable characters and stuff. Like, I'd want to put in a lot of fighting games in the fighting game event to have a lot of recognizable characters that people playing casually can point and be like, I know you! You know? What the heck even? This would be really quite funny to do as, like, some sort of a bonus round thing. You know? I could always ask the retro guys if this is a game that they would have. And knowing them, there's a good chance that they would. And it would be a little bit funny. I've never heard of this before. This is certainly something. Oh god, the graphics. That'd be so funny at Frag. That actually would genuinely be really good. People would get a kick out of that. Interesting. Ideas here. Anyway. Thank you for waiting. Restore all your Pokemon to full health. We hope to see you again. I'm unsure how much more of this game I want to play tonight here. Because, you know, while I said that I like to do things that are relatively self-contained at LAN events, I do realize that I don't have as much of an option for that this time, at this coming LAN event, because I do want to continue with Pokemon XD, and I do want to continue with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm already at a point that's really good to be like, no more Final Fantasy VII Remake until the LAN event, because, like, we're starting a very different plot arc now that we're just beginning this stuff with Aerith. And I was looking into what the coming up segments of Pokemon XD were here, and I saw that it was Mount Battle, then Cypher Lab, and then Pyrite Town, where you do, like, a whole investigation that leads up to you facing off against Mirror B for the first time. And I thought, like, oh, that'd be a really cool one to do at the LAN event. So I was thinking about that, and thinking, like, Cypher Lab probably leads pretty well into Pyrite Town, I would think. Because it's like we go to a lab, see some of these bad dudes, and that's what leads us to Pyrite Town next. Like, this Mount Battle stuff was the good thing to get done just on my own time here outside the LAN. And then either the beginning of frickin' Cypher Lab or the beginning of Pyrite Town is what starts out the LAN event. So it's sort of self-contained part of the story. And we do Mirror B at the LAN event, and that's, like, cool and hype and stuff, is what I was thinking there. So I do think that Cypher Lab into Pyrite Town would probably flow a little bit better than Pyrite Town itself. But, you know, I don't know. If I need to do Pyrite Town on its own, I can do Pyrite Town on its own. I thought Mount Battle was going to take me longer here, so I thought this was going to be a little bit longer. So I'm okay with, like, stopping here and then doing, like, lab infiltration that is, like, a big build-up to Pyrite Town and Mirror B stuff at the LAN event. Or potentially doing Cypher Lab here right now and, you know, just doing Pyrite Town stuff and more at the LAN event. So the question is, do I keep playing this game right now? Because, again, I thought Mount Battle was going to take a little bit longer here. Or do I switch to something else? But, like, what realistically are my options in the sense of, like, I'm thinking at this point, I may as well do the Metal Gear Rising DLC at this LAN event. I did the main game at JanLAN. I can do the DLC at the LAN event there. I'm at a good stopping point for this, so I want to hold off until the LAN event and then do stuff there. I'm at a potential good stopping point here, but I can do a little bit more. Also, isn't this like a cool wallpaper by this artist here? I used it in my part 1 thumbnail as well, because it's cool as heck. There's not much in the way of official art with this game. This, I guess I could do more. Is what I could do. This I also suppose I could do more, but I haven't played it in a little while, and I wouldn't remember exactly how to play it, and I usually just play it when I'm playing with my family, which there's a good chance that they would see me playing Monster Hunter Wilds and just hop in and see me do that. And this I'm usually only doing if I can multitask with other things now. I might do a little bit of it at the LAN event just for the sake of showcasing it. But it's literally just a post-game grind. Go around doing objectives and being bored as heck. So I was thinking I'd get to a point of Pokemon XD where I'm just grinding battles. And then I do this, like, in between actions I'm doing in this, that I multitask my Pokemon games. So, like, I could technically switch, but I'm in the middle of boring shit. This just kind of is boring shit the game. And this I could do and potentially struggle. And not considering this, I don't think I really have much else ongoing. So all my options look vast. My options are really like, I don't know how vast my options truly are. So I don't know. Even Final Fantasy VII Remake contains the LAN stuff is a little sad because I'm never there for the LAN stuff. Well, I've been going ham on Final Fantasy VII Remake since JanLAN here. I think I'm on stream 4 now or something like that of that game. So it's 1 at the LAN events and like 3 or something like that outside of it already. I'm on stream 3 or 4. Am I losing my mind? Last stream would have been stream 3, I think. So I've done it twice outside the LAN. I do 1 more at the LAN, at a different LAN, and then, you know, the rest back here again. And then I would do, like, the DLC, the intermission story, at, like, Mega LAN or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. This is kind of where I'm at. I don't know, man. But yeah, I have been considering Mario Tennis Fever a decent smidge more here. I don't think I'm doing this. I think I'm gonna have to pass on that. But I also, one, don't really want to be starting anything new, and if I did start something new, it would have to be, I would prefer to do it at the LAN event anyway, if I do want to be crazy. You know what, there is actually one more option on the table, technically. I've been buying a couple fighting games in preparation. This was on, like, sale for $20 recently, so I'm hovering over that. I've started labeling fighting games that I could use for that event. Where the heck? So my little cousin's been getting me into Guilty Gear Strive because he's been playing a whole bunch of it lately, and he's asking me to play with him, so I hop in and I play with him. And I have a decent amount of hours in the game at this point now, just, like, playing multiplayer mode stuff. But I haven't played the campaign. So I could technically do the campaign of this, and then it counts as a playthrough. And, you know, I'd do that. But according to him, and according to a Google search that I did later, apparently the campaign of this is just 4 to 5 hours of watching cutscenes with no gameplay. So it's like, what's the point? So Blaze Moon in a second, cross tag battle, I love that one. Is that what I switched to right now instead? Because yeah, I'm trying to, I want to start amassing some fighting games. So I've wish listed a whole bunch of stuff on Steam so I can keep an eye out for when things go on sale. And this went on sale for cheap. And like I said, a lot of people that are at the frag event there are going to be like casual players and just want to like get up there, press some buttons, have fun. and probably aren't going to be very adept at fighting games. Like, you know, I'm definitely not. And so I thought it would be very important to have, like, a lot of games where there's characters that they recognize, like crossover games like Smash Bros. Or this was a really good one from the perspective of it crosses over a lot of different IPs, so it's a really good game for people to be able to go up to the station and be like, I know that character, and like hop in and play a character they recognize, you know, since it's a crossover of a few different things. I haven't played Persona 4, but, you know, the Persona 3 characters in this I would recognize. Neo made myself, I have no idea who that is. Now, granted, I'm not into cross-tag specifically, but BlazBlue fucks. I've never played BlazBlue in my life. I know that it's an Arc System Works series, so, like, same as Guilty Gear here. I also got this on sale here recently, since I know that that was, like, a game that people really liked. I don't know shit about Dragon Ball. And I know that that's blasphemous to say that I've never seen Dragon Ball before. I will one of these days. But I do own this now, is the case. These are things that I already owned before that could potentially be funny. Dragon Ball FighterZ also fucks. What if... I don't think that there would be, like, a campaign to go through. And sometime before Fragapalooza, I do want to do a little bit of a showcase of all the different fighting games that I eventually pick up, a lot of which will probably be during the summer after Steam Summer Sale. But these went on sale before then. I own them. And I want to have at least a little bit of experience and showcase a little bit of them on my channel before I potentially run an event where they're being run at. Because I do really want to do this multi-fighting game tournament. So we could just do that tonight. Showcase one of the fighting games, and then it's less out of the blue when I do like a big multi-fighting game thing at Frag this year. Hopefully. I'm waiting for the next Fragapalooza meeting to pitch that idea to the other Frag staff and see if they, you know, give me the for sure go-ahead to execute this plan. Who knows? Maybe it'll all fall apart and they say, no, that's not a good idea, let's not do that. But yeah, most likely, there's probably going to be a multi-fighting game thing going on. I'll pitch it real good. But yeah, I made Android 16 back in the day. No idea who that is. Don't Gohan for me. Dragon Ball FighterZ does have a campaign. It kind of sucks, but it exists. Would it be, like, really weird as someone that knows nothing about Dragon Ball there? Don't recommend the FighterZ campaign, no. So I guess these are options on the table. I want to see a fighting game tonight. The crackhead option. The undisclosed third option, crackhead option here. Here, I'm gonna do a poll. This is what I'm gonna do. No, not a prediction. A poll here. What game do we play for like an hour was the last poll. I wonder when I did that one. Question. What game do we switch to? It could be funny if you're not someone who knows Dragon Ball. It could be. You are right. So what are realistically the options? Let's just say XD Cypher Lab. I would definitely stop before Pyrite Town. Ass Creed Valhalla. I guess Monster Hunter Wilds. Or I'll just say fighting game. That way if there's someone that, well, I was about to say if there's someone that wants BlazBlue and someone that wants Dragon Ball, it doesn't get overshadowed by someone that wants like a different game there. Like have fighting game be its own pool and then vote among that. But I realized that if I put like BlazBlue and other fighting games there, I can just consider the votes combined in that other game versus fighting game. And if total fighting game wins out, then whichever individual one in that has the most votes is what we switch to or something. So I don't know. What are our options here? Fine, I'm putting it on there. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Can I not put more than 5 options there? I would have put Guilty Gear here as well. But I don't know what the point of that is if it's just like 4 to 5 hours of watching cutscenes. I mean, we could just like chill out and I don't know the first thing about Guilty Gear story. I have genuinely no idea. Would it just be like a fever dream as well? Here, I'm gonna replace the XD Cypher Lab with Guilty Gear plot. Guilty Gear campaign. Sure. Duration 2 minutes. Start poll. So, we're switching to one game here in the next couple minutes. Vote now on your phones. So yeah, our options, oh god, I can't even, I don't know how to view it again. Our options are Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball FighterZ, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or Monster Hunter Wilds. for the games that I could switch to playing from here. So, whichever thing gets the most votes, I'll switch and play that. What I'll do. Anything you need to know about Guilty Gear lore is that Japan got nuked a third time and now no longer exists. What? RJ was telling me a little bit about Guilty Gear lore here recently, and it sounds like such a crazy fever dream. He was explaining to me the backstory of different characters. Like, he was telling me the backstory of Chip, about how he was tutored by his, like, Sensei Otter or something like that. I voted for ass. Hell yeah. I'm saying BlazBlue because even I don't fully understand it. Yeah, you and me both here. But at some point, I do want to get a little bit of general fighting game experience. And, you know, I want to be able to say that I've at least played the different games that I'll be hosting at this event. Stuff like that. So, at some point, I do want to try playing at least a smidge of them. And then, of course, if, like, Steam Summer Sale goes on, I buy a shit ton of fighting games in preparation for Frag. I've been playing a lot of different fighting games during the summer. There's a good chance of. And, you know, maybe I do some few kart racers as well. We shall see here what ends up going on. Man, that's someone that I haven't seen in a long time. That was one of my early days streamer friends, J-Soul. I don't think he streamed for a long time. Update queued for this game that I've never actually played. Let's see if I have to install something here. Because, yeah, I think we're at a good point to say XD resumes at the LAN. Which, before I forget, it's so nice that you can save anywhere in this game. Yes, please. Honestly, after having BlazBlue's lore explained to me slowly, I finally got it. There's 3 total votes. That's probably Lancer, Mythic, and Redora Master here. 1 for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 1 for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, 1 for Dragon Ball FighterZ. Let's just say then that there's more interest in seeing a fighting game than other things, but because it's 1-1 with that, I'm starting a new 1-minute not prediction poll. New poll. What random out of context fighting game do I play? Sure. Dragon Ball fight. Is Dragon Ball one word? Dragon Ball FighterZ. BlazBlue. I don't have to type it all out. You know what these are. Cross Tag Battle. You know what? I'll even put Guilty Gear in there again. But I don't think anyone's gonna vote for that anyway. Duration 1 minute. You've got a shorter time. Do it this time. There we go. What are we doing? What's it gonna be? What have we got going on here? I have to install some stuff. I voted for ass, not because of ass, but because I know it's the most boring option, and sometimes I don't want to watch everyone make those faces. See everyone get bored out of their mind with the unbelievably boring game that is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Can you believe I've been playing this game for over a year? 130 hours on and off. I'm still not through with it. I swear if you vote for Guilty Gear, Pokémon Tournament. I actually do want to do that at the during this multi-fighting game thing. And because that's a game that I already own, I was thinking, in terms of things that I could do start to finish at this LAN event this next weekend, I made a little list of, maybes for games. And Pokémon Tournament was one of the ones that I put down. Like, do the campaign of Pokémon Tournament at this coming up LAN event, potentially. And then I have, like, Pokémon Tournament properly showcased on my channel before doing it as part of a tournament. 1-1 Dragon Ball FighterZ and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. I would do the faded coin flip on Pokemon Platinum, but I don't know what happened to my save data. BlazBlue's still more comprehensible than Homestuck, to be honest. They just didn't vote, so it was still a tie. Coin flip time. We can go to a different tab and do a coin flip, or just open it up for people to vote using points. Alright, if I just Google coin flip. Let's see here. So, Redora Master's saying BlazBlue, Lancer's saying Dragon Ball FighterZ, then I take it by process of elimination. So, whichever one of you calls heads or tails, I'll let be the one that has heads or tails. Whichever one of you calls it first, I'll let have it, and then we'll flip it, and we'll see what it is. Well, that worked out conveniently then, didn't it? Alright, so heads is BlazBlue, tails is Dragon Ball FighterZ. Flips for a while. Tails, okay! Well, Lancer wins a coin flip yet again. I'm pretty sure I remember that happening in the past, is what I'm saying again, right? I have 2 SSD drives, and it's probably not too intensive. Let's just go on, like, the shittier SSD. Fighter Z it is. The luck that never fails. Alright. Well. I guess the stream title can basically stay the same. I genuinely don't know anything about Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Sure. I'll probably play with the same controller that I played Guilty Gear with. Just do my Xbox controller. I like using the D-pad for that. I started playing Guilty Gear with a PlayStation controller, but it's just so shit with the D-pad. I keep on misinputting. Xbox controller, I get a lot more consistent inputs. It works out a lot better. So I presume I should do this here. I've been fine with either outcome, to be honest. No, you should be mad! You should say some fighting words and start some drama. And I have run my chair wheel over my headphone cable. There we go, that fixes it. Also, this is technically a faster download. Because this is a much smaller game. Yeah, let's see what goes on here. I genuinely expected this Mount Battle segment to be longer, knowing Pokemon Coliseum. It was a lot shorter than I expected. I guess we're playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z now. If I do a smidge of this and then there's, like, extra time, like, maybe I'll do this yet tonight as well. We'll see. Yeah, I was not planning on playing this tonight, but, like, here we go, I guess. I can go ahead and, close this down. I did save. My memory of the Dragon Ball Fighter Z story is that most of its characters going, remember the time that this thing happened? Like a Family Guy cutaway gag, but without the cutaway. So I'd be totally lost. Would have been happier with neither outcome. Not for any reason than wanting to watch the world burn. Well, maybe the world will burn this way, just because I don't know anything about the thing. Anyway, let's switch it up, I guess.